Brian Lehrer on WNYC. So did you see the piece in New York Times Opinion by photographer and creative director Emily Keegin? She assembled a collection of 25 everyday objects that add up to an answer to the question, who are we? Meaning, what would you put in your Museum of America? Her piece was called Welcome to My Museum of America. Emily, welcome to WNYC. Oh, I think, did I misidentify you as a photographer? You're photo editor, right? And creative director right at the time. So just to give your exact right title. And, you want to start with Crest Whitestrips?
Sure. Yeah, this project was fantastic to think about how can we define ourselves, and looking at the things that we hold close and looking at them deeply, and to see if we can uncover within those objects pieces of the American spirit. And Crest Whitestrips, do you use them, Brian? Are you a fan?
No, I've never actually used one of those strips, but I'm not a critic. I just haven't run into them.
Well, I felt like this was a part of the American spirit that I myself use. But Americans are very smiley. We smile big. We care a lot about our teeth. And actually, if you just take a look at photographs of our leaders around the world, they often pose with other leaders from other countries, and you'll notice that our presidents have a tendency to smile big. It's a part of our personality is kind of warm and inviting, and so for me, Crest Whitestrips said something about not just who we are as individuals, but maybe who we are as a country as a whole.
And you have the red Solo cup, bottomless baskets of chips and salsa. You have a $4.99 Costco rotisserie chicken. I'm going to read a few that are coming in from listeners. A cardboard box from Amazon. Twinkies.
Oh, yeah.
Ice cubes. Shackles. AR-15 assault rifles. Indian arrowheads. The Constitution. The banjo. A film of the musical Hamilton, an Oscar statuette, a gun, that's another one with a gun, Model T car, it changed everything, a Big Mac, what else? I'd include a velvet Elvis, writes one listener, the perfect encapsulation of the beauty of American tackiness. So, consistent with where you were going, some of those things?
I think so, absolutely. Yeah, I think that, thinking about who we are as a country is really thinking about a country that's a big contradiction. We have, we place a lot of value and moral virtue in nature and also plastic, right? And technology. And anytime we kind of plant a flag as to who we are and try to define ourselves, you can very easily pick up a history book and find the exact opposite to be true and also valid. And so sometimes in some of these objects, if we really kind of scratch the surface, we find that that kind of contradiction of things exists within them. Like, for example, the Tiffany lamps that we have in our pizza parlors, right? They have They are fancy, and they are meant to indicate a something regal or something high art, and they're also low. They're for every man. They're for pizza, and so we always are kind of in this high and low space as a nation.
More from our text messages. The original COVID vaccine card. It assumed we would only need 2 doses. Hellman's mayonnaise. Union and Confederate Civil War caps. Gigantic double roll of paper towels. 7-Eleven Big Gulp. Yeah, so those are those that just came in. Let's take a caller with one. Pierre in Hawthorne, you're on WNYC. Hi, Pierre.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Good. What you got?
I've got a crock pot. I think a crock pot is very, very, it opens the gateway of Americana. You've got casseroles you've got things that just sit there for hours, and I don't think that's very akin to people in other countries.
Crock pots, and you could add crack pots. But thank you for that. Josh in Greenpoint, you're on WNYC. Hi, Josh.
The number 2 pencil. Think about it. Every student's given a number 2 pencil. They go in, they take a standardized test. There's the promise that you can go to any college you want, become anything you want. And the number 2 pencil makes that all happen.
Thank you very much. Stephanie in Atlanta, you're on WNYC. Did I say your name right? Hi there.
Kinda, Stahimili with a H sound. But very close, Brian. Very good. My artifact would be an artifact of lynching, either lynching tree or, one of the other artifacts we have remaining, the photographs, etc. Because to me, it really represents the violence that is at the fabric of this nation, and the the violence and the fear that is tried to instill in the African American Black experience in America.
Stephanie, thank you for your call. How did you try to balance the darker side that she represents with, kind of the everyday consumer items, some of the others from yours, a dog stroller? I love the inflatable tube man. We all know and love the inflatable tube man outside the car wash or somewhere. But at the same time, lynching trees. So how'd you navigate that kind of line?
Well, I think that's what it is to be American, is to have within us this sense of hope and a sense of despair. That we live between the myth of America and the reality of the lived experience within America, and trying to navigate between those two. So I feel like if we hold any piece of Americana, whether that's the tube man or whether that or a gun, we can see both parts of that story. The myth of freedom and also the truth of the lived experience here. And I tried to see that in each of the objects that I pulled for my museum.
Like the personal injury lawyer ad, which is the last one we have time to cite, from Emily Keegin's Welcome to My Museum of America, a piece for New York Times Opinion. In our last 15 seconds, what's the response been like? Obviously, we could be taking listeners here and calls and texts by the hundreds. What's the response been like?
Oh, it's been fantastic. And I've really loved hearing everyone's personal favorite object, the thing that they see themselves in and that they see home in.
The Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
Because they see themselves and they see their others, and others see them in it. Anyway, that's where we end. Emily, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much for having me.
Brian Lehrer Show is produced by Lisa Allison, Mary Croak, Amina Cerna, Carl Boisrond, and Esperanza Rosenbaum, with help today from Sasha Linden Cohen and Melanie Marich, Juliana Fonda, and Milton Ruiz at the audio controls. Stay tuned for all of it.